Good afternoon, this is Spencer Peeps in the Weather World Weather Center with another updated briefing. You can see that there's been no change in the day one outlook from this morning from the Storm Prediction Center. The moderate risk of severe weather is still in effect for portions of northwestern Missouri and northeastern Kansas. And also there's a high and slight risk for portions of eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. Main concern in the moderate risk area is large hail, and that high and slight risk area there's a concern for tornadoes. And as a matter of fact, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a mesoscale discussion. That's mesoscale discussion number 0327 if you want to look that up on the Storm Prediction Center website for more details. And they do believe thunderstorm initiation is imminent in that area. I'm watching radars up in the area, and storms are trying to get going but haven't quite gotten there yet. They probably will end up issuing a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch within the next hour or 2 hours or so for eastern Iowa, extending into towards northwestern Illinois, perhaps that far northeastern Missouri there. Additional storms may develop farther southwest along the cold front and dry line, but that is a little bit more uncertain because the cap, that warm layer of air aloft that we talked about earlier on this morning, is much stronger in northeastern Kansas. But if anything does manage to get going in northeastern Kansas, could even be more dangerous than those storms in eastern Iowa. Now moving on to our threat, it has been pushed a little bit further to the southeast from this morning's outlook. And actually, I'm a little bit less concerned than I was earlier on this morning about the severe weather chances for Mount Carmel. Now further to the east in western Kentucky, especially central Kentucky, could get a little bit more active out there. And then there's still the potential for a tornado outbreak across Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, and northwest Alabama and most of Mississippi. So that is still a bit of concern. You can see here that the probabilistic outlook has been shifted a little bit to the south, and that hatched area that we talked about has been removed. However, the 30% area does now include most of the state of Mississippi, most of Alabama, and a good portion of Middle Tennessee and Western Tennessee. So those areas will probably be hardest hit from the severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Now, I still do believe that a weakening squall line will move in during the overnight hours into the far northwestern corner of the tri-state, and it will likely be along the I-57 corridor around daybreak. This is a little bit slower than I was saying this morning, and I do believe that storms will be tracking through the heart of the tri-state through mid-morning, and may reach the US 41 corridor around 10, 11 o'clock or so, if not a little bit sooner. Sometimes these storms have a tendency to move a little bit faster than the models have them depicted to move. So I do believe that will still pose a threat for damaging winds in a few isolated pockets. We probably will see a few warnings across the tri-state tomorrow morning. So that will be interesting to watch. We may very well see some kind of watch be issued, but it's not exactly a high-end event that we would be really concerned about, but still something to keep an eye out for. Have those weather radios on just in case. So we'll keep you updated right here on additional developments in this potential severe weather situation throughout the night. And as I keep saying, once things get going up in eastern Iowa, down to the northwestern corner of Missouri, and northeastern Kansas, we'll see if I can do a little bit of live streaming online. I will provide the link to that live stream if I start that live stream later on this evening on Twitter and Facebook pages for Weather World. Have a good evening.